The South Asian University is back in news, and yet again for all the wrong reasons. There are allegations of an alleged gang rape in the university that happened on 12th October, but and the victim blames the university administration for not doing enough. In fact, they've been blamed for victim blaming and for also putting aside the investigation and not letting the victim talk to their parents when this incident happened. The university has also issued a statement condemning the incident and saying that they'll investigate the incident and that strict action will be taken against the perpetrators. But there are also allegations against the university for creating this culture where there is impunity for perpetrators for assault and especially assault against women. Joining me to discuss this issue is Sudipto Das, who's a student at the university and is currently staying in Bangladesh. He was recently expelled from the university for alleged indiscipline, but Sudipto says that he was targeted for participating in protests. Thank you, Sudipto, for joining this conversation. Sudipto, I want to begin this conversation by asking you what happened at the South Asian University on October 12th. If you can share with our audience what your friends have told you and what you have gathered from people at the South Asian University.
Okay, I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
So mostly what I've received, it's a second-hand information, but I think on the night of 12th October, there was a message in the community group that a girl has gone missing, and then at around 10:30 p.m., people said that she has been found. But then her friends, after getting in touch with her, I think they reached out to the hostel caretaker, Miss Anupama, and informed her of her distress and whatever complaint they had from their end. But that time, the caretaker was dismissive and did not take it into account. And
Yeah,
then
there's a
the next
yeah, so there was a viral video on Twitter where we could see somebody from the administration simply denying these allegations.
I think that one where the person was screaming, "How do you know it's a gang rape?"
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so I think that happened on the next day when ultimately seeing the administration not taking any action, finally the students thought they should confront the administration and uh, like force them to file an FIR. And in that process only, like when the students were in conversation with the administration, those kind of statements were coming from the administrator's end. How do you know it's a gang rape? And like they were not basically cognizant of the fact, and they were not cooperating to call in the police and like file an FIR, which the students were demanding.
Sudipto, but many students say that this dismissive attitude is not new. In fact, in February 2025, a student named Yashada Sawant, a sociology MA student from Maharashtra, was assaulted by one Ratan Singh, and this was an allegation. But there are allegations against the university that they did not investigate the case properly, and students were suspended because they tried to save that student.
So I'm a first-hand witness of what has happened that day. So on that day, a student was indeed assaulted in the name of religious observance. A few people came into the mess and they wanted to impose a dietary restriction on the general students of SAU. But Miss Yashada Sawant, being the elected representative, she had to ensure that the food choice of everyone is accommodated. However, during the vulgar altercation, one of that said member, he went to the extent to throw away the fish container that was kept for the non-fasting students. And at that time, like we were encircled by a group of mob basically, and no one tried to stop that person who was trying to throw that away. Only it was Yashada when she tried to stop that person from throwing the food. And being at that position was very weird for me because I was watching like a physical tussle was taking place where a man was trying to overpower a female and he was trying to push her. So I could not stop myself, and my protective instincts hit at that time. So I quickly jumped in and I pushed aside the aggressor. and what followed from there was a outright assault on me and Yashada, in the process where she was like her hair was pulled, she was punched, her clothes were pulled off, and this continued until the general students came and the security guards they separated us.
Yeah,
And
but
after that, so Yashada did file a complaint to the proctor and the UCC committee, and also there was a general diary filed in the Madangari police station because the police was not cooperative enough to file an FIR. And after 1 month, like I and Yashada, we receive a show cause notice in the name that we tried to assault the fasting students and we have hurt the religious sentiments, and mainly multicultural students were facing distress due to our actions. And after 2 month long of sham procedure, and when the victim left the campus after completing her degree and I was at home, on July 15th I received an expulsion notice, and I was declared out of bounds from the campus, saying that I've been found guilty of serious misconduct on the day of Mahashivratri. And also, it cited my previous participation in the 2022 protest, which was against the scholarship. And citing those reasons, they have expelled me and declared me out of bounds.
Sudipto, you joined the university in 2019, and many students say that there was a dramatic shift in how the university works and how the administration deals with the students post COVID. Since you've been a part of this university for so many years, could you just walk us through what happened? What was the situation like before COVID and after COVID, and why were you protesting in 2022? You also said that you are being targeted because you participated in those protests.
So yeah, 2019 I joined there for my master's in economics course, and to be honest, I really liked that place. And like South Asian University as an idea was very uh, like appealing to me. And given my satisfaction in the master's time, I thought of applying in my PhD, and I thought, I can continue this journey and like continue in my academic journey. However, as you have correctly mentioned, like pre-COVID SAU and post-COVID SAU, like we can see a stark difference. And to be more precise, I think 2022 protest, like before that protest time and after that protest time, how the administration deals with student-related matter, that has also significantly changed. And to give you examples, like I clearly remember in 2022, I think there was a case related to a supervisor where she was exploiting her power and like creating trouble for her student. And I remember students conducted a sit-in protest, and immediately after 4 days, I think the administration was cordial enough to come in conversation with the protesting students, and finally some mutual understanding was reached. However, in 2022, the protest started because it was a protest against the policy level decision where all of a sudden the university decided to deduct the scholarship amount that is provided to international students and students coming from financially needy background. So that was the main trigger. So side by side demanding
Yeah,
for a scholarship increment, there were also demands for student representation in the university
students
inquiry committees.
in fact, the students wanted the scholarships of the student to be at par with what the Indian students in other universities were getting. Uh,
Yeah,
since this case has come, since this case has come to light, there are also demands that students should be included in such bodies and in inquiry bodies, but the university outrightly initially denied it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, is,
So
is this a demand that you've made for a very long time? Because similar demands were made in 2022 when the students were protesting.
exactly. So like after our protest, the scholarship money was restored back to the amount that it was previously. But the fact that the protest kept on going was also because we kept on asking for that representation in that UCC. So right now, what the situation is, students are a part of the UCC, but they are just mere observers. So they do not have any voting rights or have any concrete implication on the decision making process. So they are just there to sit and keep notes of whatever is happening. So that does not give any true power to the students. So, and also it produces a conflict of interest, like you are watching your own faculty members being a part of the committee. So being just an observer, you cannot just uh, like give your thought or have a say in the decision making process. So since 2022 time as well, we have been asking for a like full fledged student representation where they can have a say on the decision making process. And surprisingly, also in this protest, we're seeing the students are also asking for the similar things. And it is important to clarify that, like in these times, I'm not related to the protest. Whatever information I'm giving, it's mostly based on whatever I'm receiving from the university, or else the university has that conspiracy ki, okay,
Yeah.
there are always outsiders who's trying to instigate things.
So, Dipto, when you were expelled, there was also an allegation of being involved in anti-establishment activities, or activities against the administration and the university. Could you explain this allegation? What were you being exactly accused of?
So even before the proctoral proceedings started, like through informal sources, I knew that the guilty person has already been decided. So the whole proceeding was a sham, and it became more clear when I was given a chance to cross-examine the so-called witnesses that were submitted against me. And the witness file, it consists of like screenshots from my social media accounts, and not even a single thing was related to my involvement in the Mahashivratri case. And the witness file was divided into a few parts that were trying to nullify my character in the name of my political activity. They tried to draw an association that I have association with certain political group of India. Even there were allegations of me being anti-administration, anti-university, even to the extent of anti-India. And it was such a bad homework in that sense. There was a screenshot where I was sharing India ranked second in infant mortality rate. It was an United Nations report. So that was submitted as an evidence against me, which was like apparently anti-India according to the complainant.
But what does it have
So
to do, even if we assume that you are anti-India, but what does it have to do with the case of assault or you attacking students on Mahashivratri?
exactly, so that I don't know. So in the whole proctoral process, I did not ask for any kind of leniency. Okay, so I just wanted the committee to reach to the truth so that this kind of event do not like again recur in the university. And surprisingly, the main assaulter, who was also the person who filed a complaint against me, so he admitted that he did not have any written authorization to act in the way that he did in the on that particular day. So I also question these institutional lapses, like where certain group of students are given informal authority to act on behalf of the administration. So that itself creates a conflict among the students, because if we talk about the uh, 25th February incident, we already have an elected mess committee for that. So whatever administration has on their head, they can directly talk to the mess committee. They can arrange for whatever provision they're asking for. But rather than doing it, the administration thought of okay, giving power to a certain group of students who are apparently politically affiliated as well. That I got to learn after a while, and we can see
What are
so
their
this
political affiliations?
uh, it's better if I refrain myself from like exactly naming them, but I think you can also investigate the people that were involved in that case. They have fair share of political affiliations, and I'll be happy to prove whatever proofs I have to you. Like I'll supply it to you, but I'm not
Uh,
uh, like
okay, okay,
comfortable in
Sudipto.
sharing it.
Okay, so let's go back to the 2022 protests. Uh, A teacher, in fact, also a faculty member, they wrote in support of the students, and then there was an action against that faculty member. Could you talk about that? And also, why is there this feeling amongst students and students like you who think that the administration is biased, or the administration is creating this culture where people can get away with assault?
Uh, I do not have an answer of why, but I can point out what were the like exact events in the history that has led to us where we are right now. So in the 2022 protest as well, like when the administration decided to arbitrarily punish the students instead of sitting with them and mediating, they did not even let go of the faculties who were trying to mediate among the student and the administration. Rather, the administration found it more comfortable to put charges of instigation against these faculties. So, from that moment as well, a culture was established. Ki, okay, people who are critical of universities' policies or critical of the administrative actions, they were not taken in a very good way, and they made it clear in that 2022 protest as well, where students were arbitrarily expelled. So ultimately, they had to reach out to the Delhi High Court, and the Delhi High Court quashed those orders. And also, even we saw the faculties who were courageous enough to stand beside the students and question the authority. Ki, okay, whatever you were doing, it's not right. So even they were not like मतलब उनको भी छोड़ा नहीं गया था. They were also punished. And
Okay.
I think most recent development is the termination of Dr. Snehashish Bhattacharya, and it is basically because of his involvement in the sense writing a few mails ki, okay, please come and talk to the students, you do not have to call the police, they are not your enemies, they are your students. Those simple mails, so they were not even tolerated.
So, Dittu, let's come back to the present case. Has there been any action on the part of the university? Have they done anything to ensure that the demands of the students are met?
uh, what I have got to learn, I think the students' demand is like you can club it together, and there are broadly three demands. So
I
they
think
are
I think some one of the persons involved who was supposed to look after the security was suspended.
Yeah, so yeah, there was a little breadcrumb thrown at the students. So ideally, the three broad demands are that the students are wants the administration and also the police. It's a collective demand that they want them to identify the perpetrators and bring them into custody as soon as possible. And then the second thing is what partially the university has fulfilled, suspension of the caretaker and also the girls hostel warden. So in that demand they have suspended the caretaker, who is an outsourced employee, but the hostel warden, so she has been relieved from her warden duties. So technically she has not been punished from anything, rather her life in campus has become more easy now that she has to only go to the class and teach and do not have to worry about looking after the students. And the third demand, that is the students are asking the administration to form an inquiry committee, a committee that will inquire the institutional labs that are existing within this institution. And also they want a student representation as well in these committees as well, so that this kind of events do not keep recurring and students can have a sense of safety in their campus.
Okay, thank
And
you, Sudipto.
one, two things that I would like to also highlight
Okay,
here.
go on.
Uh, when we say this culture of impunity, by that I mean this is not an isolated incident. Many of such kind of incidents have been happening in this campus. But whenever a complaint is filed to the existing bodies of the university, they never take it seriously. Often their solution to the case are like वो स्कूल लेवल वाला चीज़, ठीक है, तुम हाथ मिला लो, तुम सॉरी बोल दो, बट कुछ कॉन्क्रीट एक्शन कभी नहीं लिया जाता है. And also, if we talk about the case in February, so the video evidences were there, the assaulters are there. So rather than investigating and trying to punish the assaulters, the university like found it more convenient to make me the scapegoat who stood in defense of the victim, but the assaulters were allowed to roam free around the campus. तो इसी के थ्रू ही एक मतलब कल्चर ही बिल्ड कर दिया गया है जहाँ पर लाइक दोज हु हैव दोज टेंडेंसीज इन देयर हेड दे थिंक कि ओके आई कैन डू एनीथिंग दैट आई वांट, बट कुछ कॉन्क्रीट एक्शन मेरे अगेंस्ट नहीं लिया जाएगा. एंड ऑल्सो जब प्री कोविड एंड पोस्ट कोविड का बात कर रहे हैं, there are certain bodies like gender sensitization committee, then the UCC. So when I came in master's time, there was a sensitizing event organized by the university as well. तो वहाँ पर स्टूडेंट्स को पता चलता था कि ठीक है, दीज आर द बॉडीज दैट आर एग्जिस्टिंग इन द यूनिवर्सिटी, और अगर कुछ गड़बड़ होता है तो वी कैन रीच आउट टू दिस बॉडीज. बट ओवर टाइम्स ये सारा चीज हैव बिकम टेक्निकली नॉन फंक्शनल. इवन अभी जो करेंट केस हुआ है, द विक्टिम हैज रिपोर्टेड कि उसको स्टॉक किया गया है, उसका मॉर्फ्ड इमेज बना के सर्कुलेट करके धमकी दिया गया था. तो अगर वो वर्कशॉप या फिर सेंसिटाइजेशन अगर पहले से चलता तो प्रॉब्ली वो विक्टिम के दिमाग में होता कि ठीक है, आई कैन रीच आउट टू दिस बॉडीज एंड फाइल माई ग्रीवांस. बट द फैक्ट दैट ये सब ग्रीवांस कभी एड्रेस किया ही नहीं जाता है, ऑल्सो विथ टाइम इनका फंक्शनैलिटी के बारे में भी लोगों को एकदम ही आइडिया नहीं है.
In fact, Sudipto, the victim also said, and there are allegations that the university did not allow her to speak with her parents immediately and make a video call to her mother.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what also I have heard. So I think एक broad level पे question हम लोग को पूछना चाहिए, like who are the people in this administration, what are the kind of policies that they are implementing in the university to ensure the safety of the students. Are potential assaulters या फिर ट्रबल मेकर्स आर गिवन, मतलब एक ठीक है उनको छूट दिया गया है, एंड ओनली सिलेक्टिवली जो यूनिवर्सिटी के मैकेनिज्म्स है वो बस यूज किया जा रहा है स्टूडेंट्स हु आर क्रिटिकल ऑफ दिस यूनिवर्सिटी पॉलिसीज. तो आई थिंक दैट रियली नीड्स टू बी क्वेश्चनड, and I think the media has a big role to play in that as well.
Okay, thank you, Sudipto, for joining in, and I hope that there's justice in this case and the university listens to the demands of the students.
Yeah, I would not want to put my hope in the wrong place, but let's see. I hope the justice is served.